All right. Someone wanted a bow and a gun tutorial, so I made a bow and a gun tutorial. The easiest way I can explain this is point, shoot. This goes for both the bow and the gun. So here's the video. Here's the little animation. All right, I'm gonna play 2 times. See now, when I say it's literally just point and shoot, you don't even need a real gun. What do I mean by that? I mean like, look. So his hands are completely empty, right? Boom. This is his gun. You wanna know what his gun is? It's a block. That's it. There is no actual gun. It's just a small block. There's nothing there. And all you have to do is make him point with this thing and then shoot in the same direction. Now, when you make him shoot, you want to recoil. That's the realistic way a gun would actually work when being shot, is the recoil. So when it shoots, point, shoots, and the recoil will last 2 frames. And then back into the shooting position. And then another shot. So around 3 frames. Nah, just around 2 frames altogether. Very fast, very simple. So shoot, recoil. And when it hits objects, you want it to actually kind of blow up the object, depending on what it is. If it's a object like another stick node, you can make it reflect off. I don't care. You can make it go through it, because that's how a gun would usually. That's how a bullet would usually work. It would go through its target. If it's soft, like human flesh, and sometimes it won't. And yeah, for the reload, you don't have to do this. I just did it because it looks nice, you know. But in this case, I kept the same block, but I just added another block and made it fall. And then I had him grab absolutely nothing and then pull out another block and then stick it on his arm and then slap that block. That's it. Slap that block. That's all I did. It's very simple. For the bow, I didn't even feel like making him reload, because the reload time for a bow is annoying, and I didn't want to do that for a tutorial. I might have to at some point, but I don't want to do it now, so I'm not going to. For the bow, it's the same thing. You make him point. You make his arm go back this time, because he has to draw the bow, and you make the bow get stretched, if you will, in the way that in the direction his arm is pulling back. And then when it shoots, in this case when it gets this arrow, boom, it releases. That's how you would make it, so it goes from here to that. That's how you would make it shoot if it was a bow. You know? Now you could just make his hand stay completely still the entire time and make him shoot, but it looks a little off to me. But that's my opinion. So that's how I would do it. And for the actual impact, well, an arrow doesn't usually blow up things unless the object is harder than the arrow's impact and the arrow's head. So usually it just straight up just goes into it. That's it. So if it was human flesh, it would basically just pierce you and not show any blood, I believe, and would just go in you. Which is why you don't want to pull an arrow out when it goes in, because you'll bleed profusely and die. But and the same thing for wood. If it's wood, let's say if an arrow hits wood, it goes in. It doesn't blow up anything. It just goes in. So for an arrow's impact, you basically want to make it kind of like nothing there. Like it almost hit nothing, but with a single effect. And for a bullet impact, you want that thing to explode. Alright? And for both, as far as trajectory goes, you just want to put a line in between the target and what's being shot, or the person shooting and what's being shot. And there you go. You got you a perfectly firing gun. Now, for the bow, you can do a lot more stuff than with the gun, in my opinion. For the bow, you can do so much more, because I had a bow animation for a part of something. So for the bow, you can make it shoot lasers. You can make it shoot all kinds of things. You can make some of the arrows curved, seeking arrows, triple arrows. For a gun, you have the same variation, but for instead of seeking arrows, you would probably have I don't know, seeking rockets or something. And instead of a triple shot, you would have a shotgun. And of course, you can make a spread fire for a bow just like you can for a gun. That's just a spread fire for a bow would be a semi-automatic gun or an automatic gun. Just easy. Now, heavy arrows, there's almost no. I don't really have a way to make heavy arrows, because heavy arrows literally just rely on what's getting shot to put out the proper reaction to something getting shot with something extremely heavy. You know, for guns, however, all you gotta do is make them shoot something like a cannon and just make whatever they hit blow the heck up. Easy, easy stuff, right? And for bullets, you don't really have to make the bullets really exist. Like for instance, there's no bullet actually here. It's just a line. That's it. It's just a line and an impact. There is no bullet at all. For a bow, however, you can do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. You can do all the things for the gun with the arrow. It just I like to stick to something a little more realistic. And to me, if someone catches an arrow, they're gonna still have that arrow on them. If they get shot with an arrow, they're still gonna have an arrow on them. Which is why the arrows here are green, because I made them energy arrows instead. And energy arrows dissipate or disappear after a while. But for a realistic arrow, you want to shoot something and it will stick inside of what it shoots. Right? So for another quick rundown, for a gun, it's much easier. For a bow, it's a little harder. And the only real difference between the way you would animate them is the impacts and the effect. That's it. All right? For a gun, you can just make it have it must have a recoil. For a bow, it has no recoil at all. It's a bow, except for when it actually shoots, in which the bow goes from being extended to non-extended. Now you could add a string as well, but I didn't do that because I didn't really need to. It's a bow. I don't need to do it. You can tell it's a bow. But yeah, that's how I would do a bow and a gun. All right, if you guys want to suggest another weapon, I don't really know what, then suggest a weapon in the comment section. Yeah, sure, like and subscribe or whatever, and whatnot. Try to make something try to suggest something abnormal, like something that could be a weapon that shouldn't be a weapon. That would be interesting, like a fork or something, like a fork. All right. All right, I'll see you guys next time.